Ladies and gentlemen, Season 8 balance changes have finally arrived, and it's actually a balance change that I am excited for, so we're going to go ahead and hop into things. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't already. We'll go ahead and hop into the action. There's a lot of stuff. We got 3 different pages of balance changes brought to you by Leakers on Duty, so we'll try to run through some of the less important stuff a little bit quicker. Bullet impact is already added in the game within the first few weeks of implementation. It was pretty stable. For those of you who don't know, it's basically just additional flinch animation that was added in for LMG snipers and marksmen, if I remember correctly. And it's going to be like varying amounts for each individual weapon. But they added in more bullet impact for different guns outside of just those categories. So you can see they added it in later version. Will display weapons bullet impact detail comparison, blah blah blah. But adjusted it, adjusted to bullet impact to 0.9. So basically, this is the amount of bullet impact each of these individual weapons have. You guys can pause it if you're interested in this, but we don't have much of a frame of reference for it. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of stock in it. It is definitely notable, though, that each of the specialty mags gets an extra 10%. So the Type 25 stopping power, BK large cal, same for the large cal on the HVK and the PP19 and also the QQ9. So just something to keep in mind. Obviously, it's not something we're going to break down a ton, but you do need to be aware of it. Attachments that give 20% bullet impact, basically LMG conversion mags, the 45 round piercing rounds, interestingly enough, so the 12 round magazine for the striker, and then 50% bullet impact, which is kind of insane. The Odin's duplex mag, I think I saw an amendment there to it being a different Odin mag, but I'm not positive. Then also the ASVAL 15 and the M67 AMAX. And then actually some attachments that have the opposite effects of the AK-47's 545. It makes a pretty good amount of sense. Moving on. Some weird changes. Overall, I'm happy about the balance changes, but some weird changes. The Razorback, which made its way into, I would say, top 10 for, 2 months, already getting nerfed. I didn't really feel like that was necessary, but looks like the Razorbacks, I won't even call it a reign of terror. Like I said, I didn't think it was even a top 5 gun. They nerfed the rapid fire attachment like crazy, so 10% bullet spread added for the rapid fire attachment, decrease the second range, decrease the first range, and it says greatly decrease. So I don't know why they felt that was necessary. I figured eventually the Fennec was going to get nerfed, not because I felt like it needed a nerf, but because from my understanding, the Chinese pro players are the ones that decide what the buffs and nerfs are going to be. And the Fennec is completely meta in China comp. So, 1.5 meters off the first range is definitely significant. I'm not sure this is going to impact it a ton. The hit flinch does get increased a little bit as well. I'm not sure it's going to be like a crazy game changer, but definitely not quite as dominant, super up close. But obviously, the one change that I'm really excited for, something that I think just about everybody watching this video have been waiting for a long time, a CBR nerf. And this is one that a lot of people are going to look at and say, oh, it's just another one of those nerfs, didn't actually do anything. This 100% is going to do something. So not only do you have the addition of bullet impact for all these different weapons, that combined with the fact that the hit flinch is increased by, over 30% right here. And then on top of that, the bullet spread accuracy is really what's going to hit it. So a lot of people are going to say, well, you just have to be accurate. That's not, that's kind of the purpose of bullet spread accuracy. It's that no matter how accurate you are, if you don't have good bullet spread accuracy on a gun, the shots are not going to go where you want them to. So this by default is a range nerf to the CBR and is going to make it a lot less effective. I think especially when you look at its competitiveness up against assault rifles and LMGs in the meta. So I think this will dethrone the CBR from its #1 spot. With that being said, I would say it's probably still top 5, definitely top 10. But I think this is a sufficient nerf to where it moves it out of that #1 spot, because ultimately it was its versatility that kept it right there. And I think it's going to be a lot tougher to take those long-range gunfights, especially against assault rifles and other weapons like it. XPR, increase YKM ghost stocks flinch. Do people even use that? It's so random. Kilo bolt action, base reload speed, increase. Nice. Dovra, decreased aim shake. That's a W because that thing shook like crazy. Man-O-War decreased hit flinch, HG40 decreased sprint to fire, M4 LMG increased base reload speed, MK2 decreased ADS time. They're trying to make the marksman more competitive with their ADS speeds. I think they've got to do a little bit more than they're doing, but I don't hate that. Peacekeeper MK2 adjustments increased sturdy grip tape flinch and decreased firm grip tapes flinch. I feel like I already only use firm grip tape anyway, so once again, I'm kind of chilling with that. UAV reduced duration by a little bit. You might hear Nelly talking a little bit in the background. She just wants to be a part of the video. Tactical redeployment got buffed. They can't seem to decide what they want this thing to do because it got nerfed into the ground, and now they're already buffing it again. I'm not going to use it either way, so it kind of is what it is. They keep buffing the equalizer too. That's something I think I need to test out a little bit more because it's got multiple buffs that I haven't really tried to use at all, and that's a pretty significant change to its damage, so that'll be interesting. C4 reduced explosion radius. Any nerf to a C4 and Molotov I will take as a W because ultimately I think lethals just need to be less strong in COD Mobile. They are very, very powerful. Survival training keeps getting buffed as well. Decreased cooldown from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. I don't see that being a super impactful one, but obviously the main thing people are going to talk about is the nerf to the CBR, which I am very, very thankful for, and I think a lot of people will probably say it's not going to do anything. It absolutely will. No question, it's not the #1 option anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next one.